Hi everyone, Gilliam Elliott here. People looking to start a medical tourism company ask us one question more than any other question. And that question is, how much does it cost to start a medical tourism agency? So in this video, I'll cover the essential resources and documentation you need to get started. And based on your goals and the type of medical tourism agency you want to create, you'll be able to get an understanding of your startup costs. A lot of times I see founders who want to piece together every detail before taking action, and that's where things can get complicated. Because when you start a business, you can never know every detail since every startup depends on the market, its goals, and the founder's knowledge of the industry. And as a business owner, you always have to be learning and adapting. Starting a business is exciting, but for most people looking to launch a medical travel agency, that excitement quickly turns into overwhelm. Suddenly, there's a mountain of decisions and no clear place to start. And the questions start piling up fast, like what training and credentials do I need? What legal contracts should I have in place? How do I build a website? How do I get my first patients? And the list goes on. These are not simple questions and the answers are not easy to find, especially in the industry as specialized as medical tourism. So what do most people do? They tell themselves they'll figure everything out first, get everything in order, and then start taking action once they feel ready. The problem is that ready usually never comes. Weeks turn into months, and the more they research, the more overwhelmed they become. Momentum stalls, confusion sets in, and what started out as a clear vision of building a business gradually fades into the background as life continues to move forward. This is not unique to medical tourism. It's one of the most common patterns among aspiring entrepreneurs across industries. The uncertainty of the unknown keeps people stuck at the starting line, convinced they need to have every answer before they take the first steps. But here's the truth. The founders who succeed are not the ones who figured everything out before they got started. They're the ones who had the right resources and support in place from day one. We saw this pattern enough times that we built something to solve it. The program is called the Agency Builder. We started by asking one simple question. What does a medical travel agency need to launch and generate revenue? Here are 6 core costs and resources that medical tourism startups must have in place before starting operations. And it's exactly what this program includes. First, it includes certification and industry training so you can operate with real knowledge and credibility. Second, legal contracts and intake forms so your business is protected from day one. Third, a custom medical tourism website built to attract and convert patients into clients. Fourth, clinic and hospital introductions so you have an instant referral network. Fifth, patient leads so you can start helping patients and generating revenue for your startup quickly. And sixth, one-on-one coaching and consulting so you have guidance through every step of building your business. And to make managing your operations seamless, this program also includes our curated selection of vetted CRM and email marketing platforms so you can manage everything efficiently. We've also packed in every operational template and document you'll need to run your business day to day. Now, keep in mind that everyone's numbers are going to be a little different. Your total startup costs will vary depending on your specific goals, the type of agency you build, and your unique situation. For instance, your numbers will be higher if you decide to outsource everything, run massive marketing campaigns, or have a highly technical website built from scratch. You will also have basic costs to register and set up your business, which will vary widely from country to country. But while local registration and setup costs can vary, those 6 core resources I mentioned a moment ago are the fundamental pillars that will determine the majority cost for launching your agency. But instead of trying to figure all of this out on your own and working with multiple service providers, it's always faster to go to one proven source. For example, we recently had 2 business partners come to us who wanted to launch a medical tourism agency. They didn't know where to start, what first steps to take, or what they needed to get things moving in the right direction. They just knew that they wanted to build a successful business and they were willing to put in the work. They joined our Agency Builder program, which is a 2-year membership designed for people who want a complete, all-inclusive setup to get up and running quickly. Here's what that looked like for them. First, the program includes certification for 2 people, so both co-founders were able to get certified and get a thorough understanding of how the industry works and what it takes to launch a successful startup from zero. Now, normally launching a medical travel company isn't something that happens overnight. You have to build relationships with clinics and hospitals overseas. You both have to vet each other before making the partnership official. Then you have to figure out your marketing, test it, see what works, and find the right words to convince people why they should trust you to help them travel abroad for care. That process alone could take months, but these founders didn't have to do any of that. We connected them with accredited healthcare providers we already know and trust, and instead of them spending months trying to build relationships, they just plugged in and started. We also built their website for them. That means they didn't have to waste weeks trying to figure out how to build their own site. We built it using a tested layout that we know medical tourists respond to. And then there's the part that really made the difference. Their membership came with patient leads. This means they didn't have to spend weeks setting up ad campaigns, testing strategies, and waiting to see if someone would reach out. From the moment their website went live, we started sending them exclusive patient leads. And here's the result. Within the first 2 weeks of launching their website, they turned the patient leads we sent them into paying clients. If you've ever started a business before, you know how rare that is. Most new companies spend their first few months just trying to get their footing, let alone closing paying clients. On top of that, they also had access to one-on-one coaching through the program. So anytime they had questions or got stuck, they had support instead of guessing on their own. This is exactly why the Agency Builder program exists. This program is not just about getting certified, a custom website, or the patient leads that come with it. It's about having access to everything you need in one place. I've included a link to the Agency Builder program in the description section below so you can review the benefits and see how to get started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.